Today I'm here with a video about some of the books that I want to read over the summer. This week a lot of people have been posting their BookTube-A-Thon TBRs, and if I'm honest, I don't really want to participate in the BookTube-A-Thon because I'm not very good at readathons. Usually I say I'm going to read 7 books and then I don't even read one. I don't really see the point of making a TBR for the BookTube-A-Thon if I'm probably not going to read some of the books. So I thought I would just make a regular, normal TBR, hoping that I will be able to get through these by the end of summer. I'm not actually going to be mentioning many books because sometimes my reading takes a different direction and sometimes it's hard to predict what I actually want to read in the future, but these are the 3 that I really want to try and get through. I've been meaning to read them for quite a long time, and I think I need to stop putting them off. I need to just get on with them. They're quite big books. They are a little bit scary and intimidating. The first one that I would really like to read is 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. I did actually try and read this last summer, but for some reason I fell into a bit of a reading slump around that time and I just never finished it. But I do remember it was a really interesting book. The writing style was beautiful and I really like Latin American literature. This one's about the town of Macondo, which is a fictional town but supposedly situated in Colombia. And I really like Colombia as an area to read about and even to watch about as well. I've watched quite a few Colombian films this year as part of my university degree. It also deals with questions about plantation societies, which I find really interesting, and it's something that I would actually consider doing my dissertation on in my final year of university. So I thought I really would like to read this because it's one that I could potentially write about. It talks about banana plantations and the workers, and some of the workers go on strike. A lot of it's written in the style of magical realism as well, which is not particularly something I'm familiar with. The main thing I'm scared about with this book is the fact that there's quite a lot of characters, because as you would imagine, 100 Years of Solitude, it follows different generations of one family. Some of the sons and daughters are named after their parents, and that keeps happening, and I can imagine I will probably get quite confused with that, but hopefully if I concentrate it will be okay. The next one that I want to read is actually also another magical realism one with kind of similar themes in a way. It is Midnight's Children by Salman Rushdie. This is Indian literature, and I have never really read anything Asian before, I don't think. I think I've read a couple of things, but nothing really that I can remember, or nothing that really stands out. This is about Indian independence and it's kind of post-colonial style, again magical realism. I don't actually know much about Indian history anyway, so I think this could hopefully teach me something. Obviously it's quite important to know about different countries and what they've been through, and I really hope this is kind of an educational read as well. I want it to be fun, but I also want it to be educational, and it's quite big, but I'm going to give it a go. The final book that I want to read is quite different to them. It is actually a fantasy book, and it's the biggest book that I am planning to read this summer. I've had this on my shelf for about 2 years, and I've been too scared to actually start it. It is The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss. This is the second book in the Kingkiller Chronicle, and I actually read The Name of the Wind 2 years ago, and it was one of my favourite books of 2015, I think it would have been. And I really loved it. I loved the main character, Quoth. I thought he was fascinating. He was a really interesting character because he was one that you kind of like and you kind of dislike as well. He wasn't completely lovable, but he also wasn't someone that I hated. So he was a very unique protagonist, and I really want to follow more of his journeys in this book. The first book was huge, and this is even bigger, so I don't know how long it's going to take me, if I'm honest, but I would at least like to try and start it in the summer and maybe get halfway through. Although it would be great to finish it, but you know, it is quite a big book, and I do like to take my time when I read. I'm not a particularly fast reader, but I'm not going to let this scare me, hopefully. I'm going to try and read it. So these are the books that I would really like to read over the summer. And obviously, you know, we're already starting summer. Summer's already begun, but I thought, you know, I'll make this video so you kind of know what I'm planning to read soon. Please send me your support because all these books are quite big and I need motivation to finish them. I'm sure they're all going to be great, otherwise I wouldn't have bought them and I wouldn't be planning to read them. but sometimes with really long books they take a lot of concentration, and obviously they require a lot of time as well. But I am actually really looking forward to reading these because I haven't really read much this year because, as I said in my previous video, university just took over my life and I just didn't have time to read. So now I'm trying to get back into reading, and hopefully these books will not put me in a reading slump because that would be a disaster. Comment down below if you've read any of these, and until next time, thanks for watching and I'll see you all again in my next video.